masculinity in a man is amplified in a Christ dying on the cross, a man sacrificing everything, the ultimate sacrifice of a man alone on the cross. But femininity cannot be described.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually surprised that you have a kid.
You're surprised? I am surprised. You were about to have twins with Benyamwezi and you didn't even know his history.
Can you imagine, George? Like, that's how much men hide information from you.
No, that's what being horny will get you.
I wish, but maybe I achieved what I wanted and what I needed only. But anyway, back to the conversation. I'm actually liking what you're instilling, that you need to instill, the right skills for your child, because some skills actually go quite a long way. I have also experienced, like for me, I remember, well, I don't know about the father figures, but I can only talk about guardians. And all the guardians that I had would force me to read storybooks. And I think that's also where my eloquence came from. So it was the act of constantly reading. And, sometimes like some things that you do maybe or don't want to do at the end of like your adulthood, it might be as a result of maybe being like just not wanting to do what the parent wants. So I remember in high school, I decided also to leave alone computer because that's what my guardian wanted, and I did that. And not to say that I wasn't talented, I actually was. But sometimes like the conflict of not having the same perspective or like support from that guardian in doing what you want to do sometimes can also lead the child to like not even actually have a direction at all.
So was this guardian a male or a female?
My whole life I've only had female guardians. I've not had any male guardian.
But in your case also, it's because, in the case of your grandmother, is because that's what she thought was best for you, not out of personal experience. Let me explain. In the case of Karim just watched his father doing what his father did with a computer. He just got interest, and I'll take some time to explain this one, so follow me slowly. He just got interested in what his father was doing. So it was a natural curiosity. For your grandmother, is what she wanted from you. So she pushed you towards that. Most of the people who are in university and who have completed university, it's because their parents wanted them to become that thing, because they wanted them to achieve that which they could not achieve themselves, either by choice or by lack of opportunities and skills. So, and what you are alluding to is very commonplace. When parents, or in your case, guardians, push kids towards a field of interest, the natural thing for kids to do is to resent it, which is what you're actually saying right now. They push back on that thing because now it becomes in the same category as a chore. It's something I have to do for mama. It's something I have to do for dad. It's something I have to do for grandma. They resent that. But when it's naturally infused, naturally aspired, then they gain curiosity because kids learn best by observation and imitating, not by direction and teaching. So if it's something dad is doing, then they get curious about it. If Cairo put his kid on the co-pilot seat, then they would get curious on how to operate an aircraft. When Karim watched his father doing computers, whether it's fixing them or whatever, Then he got curious in that. We also have a case of somebody like Harineta. He got curious of being an accountant from watching his father run a business, a home business. But when it's something we want our kids to achieve, because that's what we would have wanted, and we sometimes we don't even know. It's what we would have wanted for ourselves, and because we couldn't, then we make the kids do it for us. Then oftentimes there is that pushback, which is what you are alluding to. You are being pushed to sciences, you resented, and you went to arts.
Absolutely. So I think my advice from Nyamwezi would to also like align with his co-parenter, because if you want a certain direction for your child, you have to also make sure that the person who is actually living with your child is also living through the same visions. Otherwise, there's gonna be conflict of interest.
And that's why I was saying, Mnyamwezi, in 2024, we need to be very deliberate on who we are having kids with. And now the girl who decided to speak sober today is saying the same thing. We have to choose the mother, the father of our children long before that child shows up. We cannot be fathers and mothers anymore, because we are doing a disservice to our children.
But George, Pierre Mademona, or they play this game of playing what you want. Once they get you inside, they flip the script. It's a bait and switch. The bait will be what you want, but once you get in, they switch it for you.
But the advantage,
there is a baby mama I have. There's a baby mama I have,
yes,
George, that did that to me.
Bro.
And then, hey, you wanted everything, and then all of a sudden, I'm a Christian now. I'm like,
bro. The advantage with men is we normally don't get raped. So the responsibility is on you. Nobody can force you to have a child. You just have to train yourself to think with the other head. You can do everything else with the beaches. Like I was telling Cairo, just have fun with beaches and drink alcohol with them, but don't bring the children into the equation. Just separate the two. You can have all the fun you want with beaches. God gave us that express role of being homemakers, unapologetically. But when it comes to making kids, we have to be really deliberate. We have to be very intentional who we are making kids with. Because now, you know better now. You say, your baby mama has misled you into believing you are in the same boat into doing this. But that's just you speaking from this head. But at the time, you are thinking with the other head. But now you know better. If you had another chance to make another son of your choice, you would choose better. You would put more logic than emotion in the woman that you would choose to have a child with. And I'm just speaking for myself.
And George, it also says a lot about how you speak about the mother of your child. I mean, it says a lot about you, because it means that if you find them with a mistake, then you should also be accountable for that mistake that you made.
100%. And because men do not get pregnant and men do not get raped, so shouldn't we be making more conscious decisions? Because we are not in a hurry. There is no hopes on our side. We are not. I mean, let me change it. Women have no control of nature. Pregnancy happens when it happens, between day 13 and 15 after the beginning of your period. You cannot change that for a woman. But we beg nature. So we have to make better choices. We have to be a little bit more deliberate on whom we are having a child with. We can do everything else with a woman. But having a child, there is nowhere else. We need to be more sober than that. Only as men can bear that.
Especially if you hear the saying, George, they say they're Christian, run. If she says she's Christian, man, run. Because first of all, ain't gonna be a businessman. There's no way a businessman gonna be a Christian. That's a losing game. And if men wanna be rich, you gotta be business. Business is the way. And there's no way business is gonna be in the same category as Christianity.
We need to stop being so lenient to women. And before I finish this sentence, prepare your chauvinist, misogynist, woman hater medals. I'll pick them up on my way out. But we need to stop being so lenient to women, especially if we are going to have children with them. We need to go back to the uncomfortable question. What do you bring to the table? And that answer is in nature, the natural qualities of a woman. I had something so profound the other day, that masculinity in a man is amplified in a Christ dying on the cross. A man sacrificing everything. The ultimate sacrifice of a man alone on the cross. But femininity cannot be described except when there is also a baby in the picture with a woman. The embodiment of femininity is Mary, the mother of Jesus. But we don't have a picture of Mary, the mother of Jesus, where she is not with her son, the baby. So what does the woman bring to the table? What did Jesus bring to the table? Jesus' mother, Mary, bring to the table? The fertility, the femininity, the nurturing, those things. So holding shots and posting shots and taking pictures, right woman for that, but not a mother of your child. So we have to be a little bit less lenient on women and go back to basics. We can do all these other things, but when it comes to your child, bro, no, there is no negotiation.